Hi.
everyone.
Hi, Christine.
Oh, hi,
Long
T.
time no
Oh, yeah.
chat. Oh my goodness, see? Okay, I don't know. Do you guys have premium on YouTube? Because anybody,
Yeah.
I don't know, but ever since I signed up for premium, my YouTube on my phone will just randomly start playing a video like all over the place. Like it doesn't even matter if I'm like subbed to the channel, just randomly starts playing some video.
Oh, because you have autoplay on, probably.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Maybe.
So like, yeah, so I don't know. So the live just started playing on my phone. Hi BR, hi Pointer Lover, hi Crazy Mama, and Nadie. Journey, Pointer Lover again. Jeanette, Sunshine, Country Chickens. I love that name. Sunshine, Country Chickens. Desire of the Heart. Oh, that's very nice. Oh, look, love your show. Alex and Peeps are coming from her live, dude. There's just so much happening. Hi, Jennifer. Oh goodness, there's so much happening out on the streets tonight, out on the YouTube streets. Like, what a crazy Friday! I thought like this was normally like meant for like Sundays. Isn't crazy YouTube Day like Sundays? Hi, Reese Place, Sis Vicious, Little Kaza T. Let me see. BB Booch.
Hey, everybody. Deserving a hello, which is
Without
all of you.
Borders. Hi, babes. I don't know. I can't even keep up. There's
Do
so
we
much
sound
happening.
echoey or do we sound okay?
You sound good to me, but that's the other thing is like sometimes on here like it sounds fine, but then on YouTube if somebody sounds echoey, but I don't hear it. So it's like, hi, True Crime Nut. I'm curious. All right. Okay, so I know I'm late. I apologize. It was my fault, not Christine's. I know I'll take full accountability for it. Hi, Amelia. It really was my fault. So I had to go out and get some food with the fam. And it's Friday night of the 3-day weekend. We were like, we better do it tonight. And then it took forever to get home. So here I am. But so 2 days ago, Adventures with Purpose had put out the video of their.
Oh, look, so you hear an echo.
What was it?
There you hear my echo.
They do? Echo on the passenger side. Passenger side of my best friend's ride. Time to holler at me. I don't want. Hey, you just put me right in the middle.
Sorry.
Sis Vicious, you can absolutely ask me something. You do have a little echo giggle box.
Should I leave and come back? I'll do that.
Well, I keep channel hopping. Yeah, I was trying to do that, and my family's like, "What are you doing? Why are we trying to spend time with you?" And I'm like, "You don't understand. I have to help." Oh, and
I'm
the
gonna
dogs
leave and come right back to see if it'll fix it.
You want me to come back?
No, me. So I'll wait. I don't hear it now.
Okay, so you did hear yourself echo?
I was hearing myself echo, but now I don't.
Echo, echo, echo. Hi, Maria. Great timing on my part. I just got home. Yeah, I know you guys get us 2 nights in a row. It's kind of crazy.
So I assume we've all seen the video 3 times now.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. So Adventures with Purpose put out the video as members only 2 days ago, and then this morning it got released public on their trip to Truckee and finding Kiely Rodni. So has everybody been able to watch that at this point? Watch it once, twice, 3 times like Christine, 6 times? Let's see. Hi, Alex. Man, you must be exhausted, girl. Thank you for coming. Like, I think probably everybody's watched it like multiple times by this point. I know some channels have been playing it. We're not going to play it, but I just want to talk about it. I want to go through some of the points that like I think, some of the points that Christine thinks. Michelle, is super involved with this case, but she actually got sick today, so she's not able to be here tonight. So let's send her some prayers of healing. Hi, Chrissy, Tracy. Journey says yes a few times. Hi, Sandy. Anybody else I might have missed because it is kind of skipping. Oh, you are exhausted. I've seen it many times. I got it early.
I'm just gonna get out and come back. I'll be right back.
Okay, go ahead. I've watched it repetitively. I've watched some parts over and over again. The first time I watched it, I was like so emotional that I don't think I even was able to like understand everything that was kind of happening because I was like so choked up. And it was like one of those weird things, like I knew watching it. Oh, thanks, little cause tea. I knew I was gonna have a hard time watching it, but I like had to watch it, if that makes sense. I don't know why. And then I was like, wait a minute, and I missed stuff. Hi, BG. Okay, I think I said hi to Kez Chick. I'm like, I don't even know. I'm like all over the place, you guys. My head's all over the place. Hi, Jen Lou. Hi, Sharon. Also, I thought I subbed to your channel a long time ago. Okay, so Suspicious, you were going to ask me a question. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know why my chat is skipping so crazy. I need to like just take a breath and just be like,
oh my gosh, that's worse.
Is it? Okay. I don't know. You sound the same to me. Suspicious, did you ask the question and I missed it? See, I feel like when I'm running all over, then I just have like all this like in my head, like I'm all over the place. So I'm like, I need to just. Suspicious, you may have to ask it again because I can't find it in the chat. Molson Man! Melmac! Hi, Laura Lulu. Tracy Wheeler. It was very powerful. It was very emotional. Oh, yes, I did. Okay. Darn it. I did. I missed it. Hi, Robert. And now my streamer, I don't think is going to let me go back to find it. Oh, then I'm still looking. You probably already asked it again. I'm focused. I'm laser focused. I don't see it. I can't find it. It's already gone. Hi, Amanda. Okay, I don't want to miss it again. So like here, I'm like focused. Okay, so how is it now? Are you good?
I still hear it.
You hear it?
Yeah.
Well, that's not good.
Do you guys hear me echoing?
Does she sound like she has an echo to you? You sound fine to me, so I can't answer.
No echo. Okay. All right.
See, and then you're getting like the comments in the chat like before I do. And then all those no's just came up all at the same time.
All right.
This is nuts.
I hope it's fixed because I have a lot to say.
Yeah, she does. She has a lot to say. Okay, so Crime Curious says, I'm camping. It's a weird place to watch true crime videos. Oh, well. Wish me luck and no paranoia. I hope you get to sleep tonight. The echo comes and goes.
Well, so does my attention.
Amanda, I was actually going to message you. I know that you weren't able to come up, but is it okay if we play your video? I want to play it after we talk a little bit about the show. I don't want you to like strike me or anything. I see Dub.
Oh, no.
I'm good with hearing you twice, Christine. Aw. Well, don't worry, because if you ignore her the first time, she's going to make sure that you hear her the second time. Crime, you are braver than I. Desire of the heart. I definitely have a lot of thoughts on this. Hi, Tamara. I have a lot of thoughts on this now. So I'll begin by saying, statistically, if we look at everything that happened, statistically, she drove into the water after being at a party and was, drinking and possibly doing something else. And then she tried to drive home and she drove in the water. So I just want to get that out of the way. Statistically, I do believe that this is an accident. Now, for the speculation side, because obviously that's not 100%, and there's a lot of crazy stuff that's like already come out and that is coming out, especially due to this video.
Mm-hmm.
So my percentages are shifting. What do you think, Christine?
I think that it depends on, like, what I think happened depends on whether the tow truck tow, tow truck driver
I
like
couldn't. I was on Zap the other day and I couldn't say tow truck driver, and I ended up. I was like, I don't know why I can't say this flipping word.
tow truck. If his story is like valid, then so if his story is valid, then I think that um that her call, like that whole call for service to her battery, was a cry for help, and that there is something sinister about it. But if his recounting of events is not related, then I think it probably was an accident, like a tragic accident or mistake, but that others might have some culpability in, but not necessarily blame, like, they didn't call for help or they left it, whatever. But yeah, that's what I think. Either if it's true, then I think it's something sinister, and if it's not, then I think others might have some culpability, but not less sinister.
So, are you leaning towards foul play, or are you I shouldn't even say foul play, because there is still the chance that something did happen to her at the party, and then they put her there and pushed the car in. So I'm not dismissing that, because I think that would be a third possibility to me. My first one is accident, and now that percentage has kind of gone down, and then I lean towards somebody else driving the vehicle and getting out of the car before it went under and leaving her there. And then I go to somebody put her in there and push the car in.
Well, then I think, I don't want to like get too much like into like, okay, I just want to start by saying that I feel so badly for her parents, obviously, and my heart goes out to them, and I hope they find peace. Um, the part I feel bad about is that I don't think that's their baby, and I don't think that when somebody dies, that society has any right to take ownership of the baby away from the parents. And so I feel so badly that everybody's like questioning her autopsy results and her toxicology and stuff, because it's still somebody's baby. She was so young, and I don't want to lose sensitivity to that. So like when I'm speculating or saying anything, I it's hard for me, but um yeah, I think that there was I think that if she was in the car, the subject of her being dressed or undressed has been coming up, and I think that that is also a huge part of which way I would go with a theory. So we just don't know enough, and we just gotta wait, I guess.
Well, I agree. That's why I said, like, most likely I think that there is the accident, but I mean, it's until it's actually ruled that, and I still think there's going to be a ton of speculation after that. But I get what you're saying, and I understand that the family has lost their little girl. I get that. And I have some points I want to talk about. I don't know if I want to talk about it right off the bat, but I have some points I want to talk about. This family is divided, and there's a lot of things being caught in the middle. And I think that her recovery, obviously being so high profile, because it was a high profile missing persons case to begin with. The people who found her are high profile in the true crime community, at least. And then I'm worried that that's going to overshadow their daughter, and then I think that their inner turmoil is going to overshadow her a bit. And people aren't going to understand what I'm saying. So
Gabby Petito Foundation has like reached out to them. I know there was like a tweet, but I wonder if they've if they've spoken to them at all. Like the family has spoken to Gabby Petito's parents.
I wonder. I know they do reach out to a lot of people when their children do go missing. That's like part of what their their memory of Gabby is to like help other parents who are in this type of situation. I don't know if because she wasn't in a relationship or it wasn't considered DV. I don't know if maybe they haven't, because I know that some of the family they have, but others it was just having like a missing person, and they were like, we're here to support you. So it wouldn't surprise me if they have. But I know they're going through some of their own stuff. Like somebody's pretending to be Gabby's mom and trying to scam people on the internet.
Oh gosh.
So they have like a whole nother world of hurt going on right now.
Yeah.
Ooh, crime. So it bothered you when Jagger called AWP clout chasers. So
Me too.
yeah, so I don't want to be insensitive to them. I'm not trying to be insensitive to them by speculating.
No. I know. I just wanted to like make the declaration.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you. I do agree with you. I don't know. It takes you back to like the first cases we ever covered, and it's kind of like hopefully the family's not on here watching YouTube right now. That it would not be a positive way of healing. So I'm going to hope that to begin with. And two, I understand that they lost their daughter. I get it. I just hope that I don't know how to say this and not sound rude, but like they obviously, if it was foul play, they are going to want justice, and that's going to be a lot longer of a process than the I don't want to say hype because that's the wrong word to say too. I'm like bad with words tonight for some reason, but than the hype around her recovery with like Adventures with Purpose in this video. And I think some of these things are a lot smaller that they're making a lot bigger when this is going to be a really long road for them. And I hope that they just stay off of social media and spend time together and spend the time healing and don't fight with each other because they both lost their child. So that's why I'm like, I'm trying to say it with like not being disrespectful, but I don't think they should be on social media. And I know people are going to be like, they have the right to be wherever they want to be. And, then you get that whole thing. And I'm like, yes, they do. There is a lot of speculation. And until things are cleared up by law enforcement, and unfortunately, even when they are, there will be people who still speculate. So I'm glad that AWP went. As soon as I heard they were going, my gut said they're going to find her.
You know what? I was super glad when I heard that also, but I honestly thought they wouldn't make it, that she'd be found before they got here. So I think that it was such a big shock. And so like I live in Placer County, or actually I just moved. So just, a few months ago, I lived in Placer County.
You live there.
And
I don't know if people in chat know that, but you're from that area.
Yeah, I am. And so I when they found them so quickly and they found them there, I was like, oh shit. Like, because I just know that the Placer County Sheriff, and it is a smaller, jurisdiction, and those towns are in the mountains up here. And it's like the communities really stick together. They really do. And I think, and so we did our live on Jalissa last night, and I was saying, like, I was so glad that the family showed them a lot of hospitality and stuff. Not that like Northern California showed them no hospitality, because I'm sure there was a lot of people excited to see them, but they are not met everywhere they go with kindness and hospitality. That and we have to like remember that. I think that they do what they do for free. They offer this like really specialized service, and they have a right to make a YouTube video about it. And that's what keeps driving their whole mission. And whether it's flashy or some people doesn't like the editing because it's dramatic and all this and that, I think it's fantastic. Like I am all about it. And I just, they're not met happily by all law enforcement agencies, and it's a shame. So
it is. I think that they're getting better reception now because I think that the departments are learning that these people do have a massive following, and what happens when they, unfortunately, there was a cop who gave them a really hard time, and it did not bode well for him in his private life or professional life because it was, put in the video, and because that's what happened. It was part of the story, and he kind of got raked through the coals because of social media. But what if they hadn't gone, Nadine? Yeah, right. I agree. Like, what if they hadn't gone?
Sorry, I was talking down.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. So they had cleared this lake. They had cleared it. They had moved on. They were scaling back the investigation. So Adventures with Purpose comes in, and they actually choose to do Boca first, which now with the video being out, we kind of understand a little bit more about why. they had, the departments had said they cleared Prosser, but they had not covered all of Boca apparently. So that was like one thing that led them there. And then you have the tow truck driver. And I'm going to call him roadside assistance because I swear, like I can't say tow truck driver without having to like focus on it. It's weird. I don't understand it. I blame age, but that's neither here nor there with this. So they end up there, and I don't remember the other one. So they search 2 bodies of water on the first day, and they don't find anything. So they're like, okay, we're going to go back over and we'll do Prosser, even though it was already done. And their motto is like, if they haven't cleared it themselves, then it's not cleared. And I know that they do that they believe that in that, and I know that they almost don't believe in that. If that's weird to say, because I know that Jared has said like he worries after he clears something that maybe he missed something.
Yeah.
So he doesn't even believe that when he's cleared it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, but they feel closure when they clear it, so that they feel like they can move on without questioning what's happened at the other places.
I just think that am I echoing?
Not to me.
Gosh, I'm just gonna like turn my volume down anymore. I feel like so they're so specialized now that like the law enforcement agencies just don't have, there's so much red tape of everything, and like Placer County is small and it's like it's mountain towns, and they just don't have the resources to have like the best of the best sonar equipment on their boats. How many like actual water searches do they have to do every year? So like teams like AWP coming in and helping out, like they hit like the roadblock. And I honestly think that this case is going to add to their difficulties, because the police departments won't want to be showed up. And I hope I'm wrong about that, but I just have that feeling that there's like, there's starting to be some they're really getting going now, like snowball effect. They're really going. And I just feel like they're going to hit some like struggles with the law enforcement. So I hope I'm wrong.
Well, I think in some places, like you said, they have, and then in other places, they're like welcomed with open arms, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll totally take your help. We don't have the resources to be able to pull this car out," or, and the law enforcement is like working with them, and like on the mics and stuff, like they're talking back and forth while one of them's underwater. You know what I'm saying? Like there sometimes there is a huge camaraderie, and then sometimes
I love to see that like on their videos. I do love it.
Because this is a service that's not just being offered to the families, it is being offered to law enforcement. Law enforcement can view these channels just like anybody else and be like, hey, I have a cold case that I've been working forever. So for instance, and I don't remember, I think it was Arkansas, but don't quote me on that. They were actually down there looking for an individual, and they found out about a bunch of other cases. And then the cold case detective actually heard they were in town and came and brought them 2 more cases. Like, hey, we actually have these 2 that we think are actually somewhere out here in this water as well. Like, that's my thing, is like, as an officer, you can reach out to them too. They take most of their jobs based on what their audience is suggesting for them to go do, which is obviously why Kiely got so much attention. It was huge.
So I think that they like accidentally showed up Placer County Sheriff's Department on this one. Like they didn't mean to. They went to the other places first, and then they did it. They doubled back and rechecked Prosser, and there was no intent to show up law enforcement. It just happened. And like I hate, like, so let's say that this does turn out to be something that was foul play. I think it's unfortunate that it's going to open up a big bag of worms in court, because just think about being a defense attorney and AWP found the remains, like,
oh yeah,
it's just going to turn into, that would turn into a shit show. And
well, and like somebody in chat's asking, what if she was put in the water after Ellie searched it? And obviously that's not completely ruled out. I don't lean that way. I don't lean thinking that's what happened, but it's obviously not ruled out, so I can't say it didn't happen.
So the defense is going to say, like, what was what's their forensic training, and like what was their evidence technique and all this kind of stuff. And that's just not what they're doing. They're going out there to find people that have mostly been like left to be found, like it's been however many years and they didn't find them in the beginning, and somebody will stumble on them one day, and so they're out there like actively looking for those people that need it. And God forbid something goes to trial one day and they get let go on a technicality of like evidence collection, like. And then like what if, I hope like a family member like gets it in there. America is a very what's the word,
Litigious.
the very country, like I just feel like they're getting so big that along the line they're going to run into some kind of situation where somebody's going to want to sue them about something. And it's just like, I see that I think that at the very core of AWP, they're just good people, and they're good men, they're fathers. They had other careers, Jared did a bunch of construction, and Doug was a tow truck driver, and then they love diving and they love doing this and helping people. And I hope that we let them continue. They are such an asset.
I think that there should be, teams, whether it be at the FBI level, at county levels, state police, no matter what sanction it comes from, that are specialized like this.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things, so I don't know if you guys watched earlier, but Doug actually did an interview on Popcorn Planet, and he was talking about like that's kind of like their dream is to have like a team of like adventures with purpose, like in every state.
Mm-hmm.
So if law enforcement had like a specialized unit in these areas that are surrounded with water, when you have this much water in your area that is not blocked off, the chances of something like this happening is very big, which is why they have found, and he stated like they found like 500 cars in the last 2.5 years, like 500 vehicles. So, I mean, how many crimes do you think that those were, part of? Grand theft or carjackings or like all so many crimes. We should not be on live together tonight. Neither one of us have words correct. Thank you, Delaney. I'm like, I can't get words tonight. I don't know what I'm struggling with words.
Yeah, I hope that. And so here's another thing that about AWP is that people bring issue with their videos that they are that they're dramatic and stuff, but excuse me, you know what? I think they gave I say kids loosely, but their editors, their video production people are like, I relate to them. They like one of them, Josh, I forget his last name, but he is like Juke Productions or something. And they gave like these video editors like this chance, and these video editors are like great. Like they love editing videos, like they're doing a great job. And Jared hired these young people to like do the film and do the editing and all this kind of stuff. And I think it's great because I can totally relate to them because that's the kind of stuff I love to do, And so I have no issue with the way that they edit their videos and that they make them dramatic because they're great videos. They're interesting, and that as like a designer and video editor and stuff, that's like what we're trying to do. So.
Well, I think that if you've watched, their videos have gotten much better, and it is a documentary. And I don't know, like, do people get pissed off at Dateline because they put music in there? I mean, like, no, people don't. And so I think that's just something silly to be mad about. And these people are doing this, is that they made a choice to go do this and to build what they built. And this isn't like they walked in and were like, we're just going to do this today. And like, let's try to, somebody said earlier, like that people are saying they're trying to get clout. They're not trying to get clout. They've earned clout. I think there's a big difference between those two things. Those guys have gone out and worked their asses off and done stuff I'm not going to go do. Let me be really honest with you. I'm not going out there and putting on a wetsuit and diving down there and looking at any of that. It ain't going to happen. They've earned the clout that they are given.
By the way, AWP and Josh can too. If you need any side editing, done some little stuff.
She is really good. I'll give you that. She is really good.
To help out.
So they do. They have Josh and they have Carson, and they do a lot of the editing.
Mm-hmm.
I know that they have, what is his name? Brock, I think, does a lot of the filming, and then Josh does too. I know they kind of switch them all around, but they're building a whole separate team. So
And it was really fun to watch, like, Doug become like so in like such a intricate part of the team, because in the beginning he like had his own channel. He was like calling it Towing with Purpose or something. Jared totally stole him and said he wasn't doing it, and he did. And it was
did you
really
hear
fun
him
to,
tell
like,
that story today? He tells the story. He says
oh, did
that,
he?
yeah, so he says that Jared had actually found a vehicle, during one of his searches, and he was trying to find somebody who would take it out. Hi, CDT. That he was trying to find somebody who would take it out of the water, and basically he couldn't get anybody that was willing to take it out of the water, even though it was causing harm to the marine life that was there. And so he had sent an email to Doug's company. Doug read it and was like, well, you know what? I'll send a guy out there to help. And so he sends one of his guys out there to help, and they end up pulling the car out for Jared. And then he said, then after that, it was just another car, and then it was another car. And then things kind of, progressed where he was pulling out lots of cars. And then, Jared finds, the first set of human remains. And then it kind of goes into like, well, people are asking us to do this, and he said they really just vibed. And so, hi, Kimbers.
Imagine being part of that team. Like, they're just like carving out this whole new
I love them. I'm
arena of
sorry.
like, and like what?
I said I love them. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I do too. They're carving out, and look, I mean, good for you, gentlemen. I applaud you. You are out there living your very best fucking life. You are making a difference. You are helping people. You're having so much fun. I can't even imagine like the road trips, like just with a bunch of guys, and like, I mean, they are like, what really are they doing to bother any single person? But there's just always going to be that thing, and it's unfortunate, and I don't have much more than that to say. I
know. I
wish
think
them
we've talked about
all
like
the
that.
best.
We're on the side of AWP is doing good things, and so I guess we've talked about that enough now.
Yeah.
So we can go back into the video. I liked the editing of the video.
Mm-hmm.
And the video put me in all of my feels, so it did
Mm-hmm.
exactly what it was supposed to
Right?
do.
Yes.
I was emotional. I think I was talking with you guys. I was talking with CDT and Amber. I was messaging with Tiff from Zab Girl. I was like, I am like so all up in my feels about all of this, and I'm like, I have so much to get out. Like, I just want to
If
like
I
yell
ever
at the
edit a
world, because I'm
video
like,
and it's that great, let me know.
it was such a good video, though. I mean,
Yeah, it was.
obviously the context, is already deep, and we all felt very attached to her. So
You do. I did feel really, because she was kind of like quirky, like, weird in
she
a
just
good
looked
way.
like she would have been a barrel of fun.
Yeah, I seen like her, like one of her prom pictures. She was wearing like the slacks and stuff, like, or prom or whatever downs it was. But she just, yeah, she looked like a ton of fun, like just totally
Yeah, she just
relatable.
looked like she was
Pretty,
she would have been fun. She would have been
one
fun at 16.
of those
I
pretty
think
girls
like
that's
our
nice to
daughters, like
you.
I would have totally like wanted them to hang out with somebody like her. She just looked like she was fun, and she was kind of just living her own life. And Michelle had put together the birthday post for her, and she just summed it up so perfectly about like that. She believed in family, she believed in fun, she believed in living life to the fullest, and you could just see it like in her face and everything she was doing. And she was funny, and she was quirky, and she wasn't filtered, and she wasn't, she made her silly faces, and she didn't care, and she wasn't living the, Instagram life. She was living her life, and you could just feel it. So
Yeah,
this is why I hate that. I don't want her parents fighting, because no matter what, they raised somebody who lived life and was living life. She wasn't, it's unfortunate what happened, and it's not going to take away the pain, but she wasn't, in my opinion, she wasn't doing anything wrong. She was living.
Yeah, and I hope that they remember that there's just always going to be those people that just bug you, like, and just bug other people and bug other creators, and just there's just always going to be people that say negative things, and we're not all like that. Most of us have like the correct level of like reverence to the situation and respect for their position as her parents and stuff, and it's just it's just hard, but anyway, so
okay, so hi Southern Mountain Girl, hi MJ. MJ saying they did a search literally minutes from where she lives, and she was fangirling big time. Did you go down and record it? Did they? Do you remember what search it was? Support with stuff. The only thing I can come up with is that you're under a different Gmail account that you signed up with, because your other account is a member, or your other name is a member. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. I don't know why you're not green, but the only thing I can come up with is that it's your Gmail account. Hi, Delana. Is that your stomach or your dog? That's my dog's probably. I don't know. Is it hers? Is that your stomach growling?
No, my dog just no. I don't think so. He's been pretty quiet. It's probably Teresa.
Can someone drop the iPhone membership link, please? Does somebody have that? I can grab it if not.
So yeah, so it's the windows about the windows and like making it sync faster and stuff. And then so like another thing that I've been hearing is that like the windows were down, like she was trying to get out, or somebody else rolled the window down. What do you think about that?
Okay, so let me talk about the window. Well, first I want to back up before we go to the windows. Can we talk about tow truck guy and what he says? I want to start there first because it's the beginning of the video. Yes. A couple had gone missing years ago without a trace. Actually, it's a case I had told you about a few years back. Oh, really? Did they find him? Did they find a couple? I don't remember them finding a couple. Maybe I didn't watch that one. So Cal Cat Lady says she even tried the browser. Okay, I just dropped it in the chat. Someone, I think BR is going to grab it. A couple of them. I think I remember something about that. Okay, all right. So tow truck driver. There's a lot of talk on social media.
Young man.
He was a handsome young man.
Yeah, he was like all clean cut, especially like you know, like, and I hate to say it like this, but I don't mean it, but that whole Jagger look is like a thing now. And then tow truck driver like looks like he just got out of ROTC or something.
He just got out of ROTC.
Yeah.
Hi, green eyes. Roadside assistance may be easier to say. Yeah, roadside assistance. I know, it's so dumb. It's such a dumb thing. I have a question. When the car goes upside down, does it somersault so the nose of the car would be facing shore? It does what they refer to it as turtling. Let me see. I don't know if I have enough light to be able to turn my camera on to show you guys, but let me see if I do. Okay, so the car goes in the water, and then because of the weight of the engine, it starts to go up and down, like straight up and down. And then because of the air pressure in the tires, it flips over this way. So it goes in and then down and then flips and then typically sinks and it lands side, somewhere like that. Does that make sense? Aw, Southern girl, Southern Mountain girl, you're very welcome. Nadie's a member. So it doesn't somersault necessarily. It just kind of goes in and then rolls over. So it's kind of like, they call it turtling, like a turtle goes over on their back. It's kind of dark here, so I don't know if you guys can see that well. But
well, we don't know where it went in at, because if you look at the bank, or the shore, whatever, right across from like where everybody's assuming it went in, it's also very flat and drivable. And if tow truck driver's accurate, then we don't know that she went in on that side where the party was.
Well, I think that we would have to probably see exactly how the car was positioned compared to the shore, but I'm assuming that she does go in at that angle from that little road, so that she heads straight out there. Even no matter which situation that you think, if you think 1 accident, 2 somebody else driving, or 3, I think that's where it goes. SoCal Cat Lady and CDT became a member. Look at you guys, Kez Chick. Aw, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Whoop, new member takeover.
Oh, that's something I haven't thought of yet. Homer Muffin.
Yeah, now she's gonna write that down. So I'm thinking that it does just go right off that little. I know some people are thinking that she went in backwards, but I think that we'd have to be able to see the car positioning toward, like, which way it was facing towards the shore. The nose of the car would be facing towards the shore. Yes, it would be facing towards the shore. So if the tail end is facing towards the shore, then I don't know. That's a little different. I don't know how that would be. Hi, Shmita. Okay, so tow truck guy says that up by Boca, he goes there on Saturday. It is pretty much now it's on Saturday. It's been kind of confirmed by Jared, and apparently the roadside assistance guy and roadside assistance guy's girlfriend have all kind of come together and determined it was Saturday between 11 and 12 in the morning. And
Yeah.
Boca's just right north of Prosser. So it's right there. Saying that her battery was dead. So here's something else, and I really tried to pay attention to this. Hi, Shmita. Oh, thank you. I tried to pay attention to if the car called in that it needed help, like, an OnStar type of thing, or if somebody actually called. So I rewatched this part when I was saying I rewatched certain parts over and over again. This is one of the parts I rewatched. He says that he doesn't get the call, the company gets the call, and he gets a digital message basically saying, you have a car in this area. Hi, Tamara, thank you. And so the company basically just sends him out there. So then Doug speaks back to him and he's like, okay, when you got this digital message that this car needed help, and I think people are assuming that this digital message is because the car sent the message. But then he continues to say that the roadside assistance guy, Nick, and I hate calling him Nick because I don't hate calling him Nick, but because there's two Nicks in this story. So Nick, tow truck dude, says that her phone was dead, and she had to have used the guy's phone to call. She says her phone was dead, so she had to have used the guy's phone to call in. So that leads me to believe that the car would not have sent that message and that they did physically have to call. Does that make sense?
Sorry, I was putting the dog in the crate. I think
so. I know that's just been some speculation about this. Did the car make the call, like that was in trouble, or did?
I think that the car was not in trouble because he said that they couldn't start it because it was in neutral.
Right. So why would they call for service?
Yeah, the car didn't have any reason to call for a service. I think they did.
So, but why would they call for service?
Because they couldn't start it.
But if the car is in neutral,
they thought the battery was dead. Was it a stick? Or was it automatic?
I think it's an automatic.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. But that's what or like maybe like she pretend. Okay, so like if it was a cry for help, maybe she pretended she couldn't start the car so that she could call for help, Like I think it's weird about her asking him to like help her with the seatbelt because like maybe she was trying to like whisper something right at that moment and he missed it, or something. I don't know.
Oh, maybe like she's like, hey, can you come down here and show me how to buckle this?
Yeah,
that's possible. Okay, so the other big thing was he talks about, and I'm sorry, Chad, you guys are talking and I totally didn't read anything that was said, so that's my bad because I was all in my own thoughts and trying to make sure I knew words because apparently those are hard for me today. See, now I lost what I was even going to say. Son of a gun. It's just gone.
Yeah, okay. I think that she might have like called and like because she needed help. And I don't blame him. I don't think there's any blame at all for him. So I hope his mind is eased about it. Like either people catch things like that or they don't, and you can't blame anybody, But yeah, I think that was weird. And the first thing I thought was that maybe she was like trying to like whisper or something to have him a reason to have him so close she could whisper.
Okay, so that's what I was gonna say. They don't talk about the car, and it was either Doug or Jared on one of the interviews they've hopped on. They say that that's only 10% of their interview with tow truck guy, and they have that interview, and they have the 10% that's in this. They also have the full length, and they have an interview with the girlfriend. And the girlfriend says it was her dad's birthday. That's how she knows it was Saturday because he had called her telling her how weird this call was, and she's like, "It was my dad's birthday. It was Saturday."
Mm-hmm.
So he thinks that's weird, but he doesn't think anything of it because he doesn't know anything about the missing persons case. Approximately a week later, he sees her missing persons poster, and that's how he knows that he had information. So my thing about that is if he sees the missing persons flyer, he either recognizes her face or he recognizes the car.
Oh yeah, and Jared on one of the lives he was on said that the tow truck driver could recognize the male, but not the female.
Jared said it wasn't confirmed on who the female was, but what I'm saying is he doesn't know anything about it until he sees her flyer. So if the girl doesn't look like her or very similar to her, or the car doesn't look like her car or very similar to her car, that would have meant nothing to him. That's my point. because there's no guy on this flyer. You see what I'm saying? So like there has to be some match to her or her car for the dude to be like, wait a minute, I know information.
Yeah, I agree.
So I wish that they would have asked him, maybe they did, and it's not in this, but when Nick is saying that when the girl would go on one side of the vehicle, the guy would go to the other, I would like to know who would move first. Did the guy come towards her and she'd walk away? Or did she walk away and the guy came to where she was? Because that means two different things to me. If the guy comes first towards where she's standing and she purposely moves, she's avoiding him and is scared of whatever's happening with this dude. Now, if it's the other way around and she moves and he purposely comes to wherever she was, then I think they're hiding something in the car and they need to make sure that that area is being covered, if that makes sense. So whoever's moving first and then the following person moves, I think that's really important.
Yeah, I agree with that assessment. See, there's just so many little things that make a big difference that we just, I don't know.
Journey says he said combination of girl and car on flyer, but how many blondes driving silver cars were at those parties? Okay, so now Doug said today on his interview that he knows that there was over 400 kids at this party. That 200, 300 is not correct. It was over 400. How he knows that, I have no idea. But 400 kids, blondes. Let's think about just her friends. You've got Kate, you've got Mags, you've got Sammy. Those are all blondes.
We're kind of in an area of California that's not very diverse.
Well, I'm kind of like, okay, and then a silver car. Now, obviously, there's going to be the recordings, and those have been turned over from the company. So Nick did not have those recordings to hand over to Doug. So that's all going to be part of the investigation. There is speculation that one of her friends does have family in law enforcement. I have heard that, and I've also heard that same person has another family member that's an attorney.
I don't think that there's any like law enforcement, like I don't think that there'd be like any like cover up or whatever from law enforcement. That's just not really the type of place.
So Journey makes a good point. This is what I'm thinking. If the car is taken to Boca and there is an entire group of people who leave the party and at 12:30, remember that, because that's what the witness says, that they see an entire train of cars leaving this party at 12:30. In my opinion, that happens for two reasons. One, the cops busted up the party, or two, that group of people is headed to another party. So what if all this group of people is headed to another party at Boca?
I don't know.
With the same make, model, year. I don't know. There's two people on my street that have the same car I do. I'm not trying to say anything, but I'm saying they literally have the same car. It's a different model, but it's the same car. One's actually just a different year.
Like why she would have called her mom to say she was gonna, and then decided to like bust curfew anyway, like at that point, like if her car wasn't working, why wouldn't she just call her mom or dad? Because she was afraid to get in trouble, or what? Like,
why she wasn't supposed to still be there?
Why would she call roadside assistance?
I don't know. Dare to be Different says AEWP is being very cautious about releasing certain information to protect the integrity of the investigation. I'm glad you brought that up. So this is another point that I wanted to make. And I was actually on CDT's channel, I think it was yesterday. And the Glarer actually came up there. And I was trying to say, there's a really good reason they would have put this interview and this part of this interview into their video. And for me, it's one of two reasons. One, they worked with law enforcement to pick out the parts that they wanted in there. Or two, they are trying to push law enforcement to make good on the investigation and let them know, like, hey, we have this and you can't hide shit. That's the only two reasons that I could see like it being like something otherwise, because Jared said they have the whole interview, and if law enforcement makes an arrest, they're going to put the interview out.
Yeah. He said that there was like, like other parts, like there's more, like not just the whole interview, but like there's something else. He said like 2 more videos or something, I think I heard.
Let's see. The roadside assistance guy wasn't called until 11 a.m. She had to use the guy's phone, so maybe her only hope was to call the tow truck. I'm wondering that too, because she's like, I can't, is this guy gonna let her call her parents? Ooh, MJ, I've heard a lot of speculation on this, so you guys let me know what you think. I heard they broke up like that day, or very recently. Point over, the Honda CRV has a CVT transmission and will not start in neutral at criminality. So I also was told, though, that it would be able to roll in neutral. It would be able to roll in drive. So it wouldn't start in neutral. So did she purposely put it in neutral, but the guy didn't understand the car was in neutral? Isn't that weird? Why didn't the guy know the car was in neutral and that's why it wouldn't start?
Yeah, I don't know. Especially because, like, if it was Jagger, then he's like a car dude. like he does like TikToks and stuff about cars, and like it seems like he would know that.
Okay, so I know that a lot of people think Jagger, and I'll tell you, as soon as I hopped up on Zav after Jared was down, I was like, Jagger. When she was telling me what he said, I'm like, Jagger. And I said it out loud, even though nobody else did. And I'm like, I felt bad. Because afterward I thought about it, I'm like, it being Jagger doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, same.
And I do think that
that's the description of like 70% of those guys. I mean, teenagers down here, that's just what they look like. That's what they wear. That's like
it kind of goes along with the whole blonde. Like they're all just blonde and wear short shorts. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like I mean, this is very like vanilla colored cast of characters here. Like Jagger wouldn't. I mean, that's a look that is very popular in Northern California.
And Southern California. Let's just be clear. My nephew looks like that. He's just a lot taller. My other nephew joined the Air Force, so he does not look like that. He looks more like Nick, the tow truck guy.
See?
I do not think it's Jagger. My first instinct was Jagger, but I'm leaning towards, I want to know who the Steve dude is. The Steve person keeps coming up a lot.
Yeah, I don't know.
And he's coming up on posts with friends, and he's coming up on people commenting, to Jagger. And I just, there's something off with that. I think there's another guy. And one of the reasons I'll tell you, I do not think that Steve the wakeboarder, I do not think it's Jagger, is because if there is a blonde and it's not Kiely, you think that Sammy, Mags, any of those girls are going to be like, hey, Jagger, your girl is unalive and we need you to drive 3 hours to come and help us take care of it. Like, and he's going to be like, okay, I'll be right there. You know what I'm saying? Like that it doesn't make a lot of sense. You're going to call the person that's closest to you that you know is going to keep the secret. Why is Jagger going to keep a secret for any one of those girls? What would he gain by keeping a secret for any one of those girls? So, or how would he, and now let's say it's the other way around and he drives out there because he's like, she's at this party and I should be there with her. Okay, how does he get any of these girls to help?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like it just doesn't make sense for it to be him. And tow truck Nick says that the hair is like a little under the hat, like it comes out a little under the hat. And I'm sorry, Jagger has long hair.
Yeah.
That is not a little under the hat. Like you would recognize that. And so there are other photos. So somebody was asking about the photos earlier, and once again, I don't remember which one, if it was Doug or Jared. I don't know if you guys can hear them. They're wrestling inside, so you might hear some screaming and laughing. They're fine, I promise. Like the windows are closed. I don't even know if you can still hear them.
Okay.
Let's see. What if Jagger was stalking her at the party? Don't do anything stupid. Possible, but he's got a pretty, 3 hours is a pretty big deal. Hold on, I'm gonna.
Sorry, I missed what she was saying because I was talking to my son.
No, that's okay. I said hold on real quick because I was gonna tell them that I could hear him giggling and stuff in the house. He's doing Super Pikachu. Apparently he's Super Pikachu, and it's loud. I don't know either. He's 5, so. Okay, we talked about that, so don't do anything. I just don't know if he's going to drive that far, and I think that alibi would be pretty clear. But, pictures, that's what I was talking about. One of either Jared or Doug said that there are a lot of pictures and stuff that have been turned in, and a lot of them have minors, so they're not being put out. I don't know why that stuff's not already all over social media, but I've never looked into it personally myself to see what other teenagers are in that area and if they did post anything. So I don't know. Or maybe they were told to take it down so that they didn't come and get questioned. Because we did hear that a lot of the kids weren't, participating.
I wonder what those team meetings, like what happened there.
They did say some kids turned out for the team to teen meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he wasn't. That's what I'm saying. But that would be a pretty easy alibi, unless the guy's like really strategic about it and he's not just going to like check on her. And he leaves his phone at home and he like has this whole plan. I don't know. I just don't. He just seems like he's like, I don't know, this heartbroken teenager's like my first love broke up with me and I have all this pain, and then it's like now it's like real. Like no, like there is no getting back together. You know what I'm saying? Like first love is already super freaking hard to deal with at the breakup stage, much less having something like this happen. So has anyone seen if the cat matched Jagger, since the SF is black and the one's been shown as white? So on AWP's video, they do show both. They show the black version and the black with the white. They show both. And obviously Jagger's is all black. But I was saying this too, and Christine can attest to this. She lives in that area. There's people down here who wear a San Francisco Giants hat. Like that's not an uncommon hat in Southern California.
So
he said it's a black it had the black SF hat.
Yeah, it was a black ball cap, but like specifically, I think if it was like black with orange or black with white or something, maybe this is like one of those moments digging way too far into something, but like he would have just said a black and white or black, like.
I think he said all black, didn't he?
I thought so too. Like that, the way he described it to me made it sound like that it was a black one of the black ones, not the white one.
Yeah, Trent and Amanda did insert themselves for 15 minutes. Nick, the tow truck guy, doesn't seem to fit the criteria for that person, but that doesn't mean anything. So I'm not going to go any further with that, because then I'm going to get all kinds of judgmental stuff like, you're not very nice. You know how that's going to go. Let's see. Maybe he was pissed she was going to the party and headed over there. Possible, but you think she didn't go to the party until like 9:30 at night. What, 10:30 at night? Like she wasn't there like a super long time according to her friends. 9:30, 10:30, and then she was supposed to be home at 12:30. And he's just lashing out because he's grieving. That's just my opinion. I think so too. I'm on the side of I don't think Jagger has anything to do with it, but obviously in the group picture that Sammy put out, I can't seem to see a phone in any of those kids' hands. What to make of that? Well, that's weird you say that. Hold on. Christine can take.
It's weird you say that because we don't.
No, what do you think about the fact that there's no phones? You don't see any phones. I don't see any drinks. I don't see any cigarettes. I don't see any smoke. I also don't see the party lights.
What are you trying to say? You don't want to go to the party?
Well, I'm saying, like, this party looks pretty freaking lame compared to the party that you see in the pictures of the girls with the car, and you could see the lights behind it, and there's like tons of people. You could see drinks. That party looks way different to me.
Okay, yeah. I mean, but also those Be Real pictures are like, my daughter has a Be Real, I guess. I just found this out after this case because she told me about it. That she has a Be Real, like her and all the cheerleaders do, and their pictures are always like haphazard like that, like like there's no planning for them. I guess that's like part of it, like that's just part of it, but it's just they're always like not posed or not special, So, but
what I'm saying is the party itself doesn't look like a party. Where's all the fun stuff that goes with the party?
I don't know where the
Point
bouncy
Alert
house
says I
was
worked at
either.
an auto plant for 34 years, and I don't think it was Jagger. Yeah, I don't think so either. But C-Dub, I'm sorry you're coming with us. You're in this hole now. You're stuck here, and I don't know what to tell you. I look forward to watching your videos on it, though. Hummer Muffin, a black NFL hat, the 49ers. It's a black San Francisco Giants hat. It's baseball. See, except worked on the exact car style and color. Except Nick worked on the exact car style and color. But he knew she was going earlier in the day. Yes, but once I think it'd be pretty easy to ping that kid's phone. He was probably posting something somewhere about how heartbroken he was. Can you pull up the pic? Do you have it handy? If I send it, do you have it? I can just send it to you. Hold
on. What? Sorry.
I'm going to send you this picture.
I all my windows because my echo was messed up. So you want me to pull up what?
I'm going to send you the picture of the party. I got tons of pictures on here now, so I got to go back and find this one.
The bouncy house has had to leave at probably 9 p.m. I think is as late as they keep them.
That's as late as they can stay at the party. I wonder if I have that one with the girl. I have the one with the girls, but I don't have it. It's not blocked out, so I don't know how many of you guys. I don't know if those are minors, so I don't know if it needs to be blocked out.
They look like it, but yeah, there was a bunch of like Sierra College there. I heard.
I really just wanted to show the background of those pictures so you could see the difference of what I'm talking about. I'm like way behind in chat, huh? No phones could be why no posting, maybe.
Okay, what picture? The one
I'm pretty sure the fun stuff was in cups and baggies and not available for photos. Yeah, but if they're just like candid shots, wouldn't you be able to see it? Wouldn't you just be able to see and they're just candid shots? I am way behind in chat. My goodness. Why isn't somebody like yelling at me? Okay, so you see here, where's all the fun stuff? You should analyze this photo, graphic designer, and you tell me where's an alcoholic beverage, where is a cigarette, where is a vape?
It's all over the floor. Don't you see all their littering?
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the other thing. When they were walking out there, I didn't see a lot of. I saw glow sticks and all this stuff that was quote unquote, because remember at the beginning of this, people were kind of calling it like a rave. That right there is not a rave, and if they consider that a rave, I feel bad for their childhood. Okay, I'm just gonna catch up on chat if I missed you. No, because who do fun stuff know how to hide it so there's no evidence? I don't know about the 16-year-olds though.
Yeah, my son and my dog are freaking out, so I only have about 20 more minutes. Ish.
Okay, so this does not look fun to me. This just looks like on a regular night, everybody's just kind of chilling and like, oh, it's got dark. We should probably all turn our headlights on and then we'll head home. So, yeah. Can we show the other pictures, or is that going to be like an issue?
No, I don't know where we're at. I'm
just wondering. I don't want anybody to get pissed because I don't actually know if these are like young kids or not.
So I don't know.
Look at all the fun stuff happening here. Look at Mr. Guy with the beanie's got a beer in his hand. There's some glow sticks. You see the party lights. I screenshotted these from a group, FYI, that because he put the timestamps of when these were posted.
Yeah, those ones look young. So
okay, I don't know. Go back. This is my point. If this is the party, this is way later. I also don't know what time that other photo was supposedly taken at, because it looks to me like it's a still shot from a video. And it may be a still shot from the video because I think that picture actually came out around the time that the white hoodie stuff came out. And
this is a be-real picture.
This is a be-real picture. That's why you see the little screen, the little square up in the top. She is not on the top of the car.
No.
Those two girls are not on the top of the car coming out at weird angles. Those two girls are in a different little screen.
That's what's in front of them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a front and back app. Some of those are like closing time pics. So that's what I'm wondering. But if that other one is a closing time pic and it is from a video, the one everybody just standing there, Because see, that one was posted at like 10 something. You go back to it. Daniel had put on there when it was posted, like 10:03, I think it was, or something like that. I can't even see it on there, but it was way earlier when like the party would have been like hopping. So I'm also saying 2 separate parties, one that had all these lights and these decorations, and another party that they took off to at 12 something in the morning. Oh, and I'm gonna be real honest here, and I hope my mom isn't watching because I'm not sure if I've ever told her this story. But my mom went to bed. My mom did not wake up until morning time. So if I said, "Hey, I'm gonna be gone till like 12:30," and she's like, "Okay, wake me up when you get home," I could come home at like 2:30, and mom wasn't gonna know because mom was asleep and mom wasn't going to wake up. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't know Kylie's mom from anybody. So the statute of limitations is probably up. I don't know, man. She may be coming. I might get a phone call right now. She'd be like, "You did what?"
I know. I only recently like told my dad about what I used to do, and he was like, "What?"
Okay, so C-Dub says, maybe the boring pics looks like maybe everyone was huddled around an incident, and that's why nothing seems to be going on party-wise. Possible. There's a lot of speculation about that little white light in the back in that on the left side of the photo, about that being like everybody's looking back there at something like happened in a headlight, or mom knows now. Kez, check. I know she does. Dang it. I can't wait till the reports come out from the autopsy. Hopefully it was just an accident, and if it is, we can stop all this conspiracy stuff that entire YouTube universe is participating in. Andrew, I don't disagree with you, and I'm going to say, like I said at the beginning of this, statistically this was an accident, but I'm not really sure. We can't prove that it's an accident, and I hope that when it does come out, it does stop it. But I'm going to tell you right now, if it is ruled an accident, people are not going to not everybody, I'm going to say it is going to shut it down for a lot, but not everybody is going to just stop talking about it, because there's going to be people who think it's a cover up and are dead set on the way that it is. Statistically, this was an accident, but for the sake of the fact that that is not 100% ruled on, there is still the room for speculation, and there are things that don't add up. So that's what we're talking about tonight. So just to kind of clarify that. I'm going to email her the clip of your confession. The pic of the crowd is definitely at Prosser. Someone imposed it onto a daytime pic matching the trees perfectly. Okay, thank you, Journey. I did hear that, so thank you.
I agree. Yeah, it is.
Hi, Kate Does Crime. We can't be mad at speculation of true crime, right? And I'm not gonna do it disrespectfully, and I don't think that we should. I just want to kind of cover all the bases of what could and what could help us actually put a stop to some of it if we had those answers. CDT says she finally told her mom stuff, and she wished she had it. Someone laid this picture over a daytime one. Okay, so yeah, I have heard that too. Okay. BR, if the teens weren't acting all suspicious, there would be way less conspiracies going on. So I think that I've talked enough about how I feel about Sammy on this channel that I think everybody here knows that I think Sammy is sus. Do I think that Sammy did something to Kiely? I have no freaking idea, but I've said it and I stand by it. Sammy's not the kind of friend that I want being friends with my daughter. Regardless, she left her there, and you don't do that. And at 16, 18, I never left any of my friends, and I did a lot of crazy shit. They never left me, and I never left them. Yeah, so I don't. This whole she's 18 crap means nothing to me, because I was 18 and I was doing way worse shit probably than they were into. And well, maybe not. We don't know what the charges are yet. So, but anyway, and then people are like, well, she's just looking for 15 minutes of fame because she's young. Okay, once again, still not somebody I want my daughter to be friends with. I'm just going to be very clear, Sammy. No.
She kind of reminds me of the kind of person that like I really hate to say this, like to compare to this person, but like the kind of person that's always making like an answer for every possible question that could be answered, like kind of how Letitia Couch did. But I'm not saying that I'm not making that. I'm just saying that like a pre-answer for every possible question. I feel bad about that.
I agree.
Person, but that's what it reminds me of. Like she's like, I was already in the passenger seat of a car that was already on 84, and like I'm like, okay,
Yeah, she did. She says really weird stuff that isn't necessary to the conversation. Like she needs to be very clear with her story on repeat or something. But like I said, I'm not accusing her of hurting Kiely. I'm also saying that if there is other people involved, I would not sit here shocked if she was included. I'll tell you that. Okay, so do people in chat, before we move on from tow truck guy, do people in chat think that that was Kiely or somebody else? You guys can put a 1 for Kiely, a 2 for somebody else. And if you want to put who you think it was, you can do that too.
I don't know.
Journey, I agree. They didn't follow each other on social media, but if she was her person at this party and Sammy was supposed to go home, get a ride home with her, that means something. In girl code, that still means something. You still don't just leave them knowing.
Well, I think that so Sam, they apparently, the police came out and said we know that she was wearing this sweatshirt, and it was the white and pink one. But the tow truck driver says that it was a light gray one, which isn't even the dark gray one. Like the sweatshirt color he said is not either of the sweatshirt colors we were looking for.
No, but I was digging through the interviews of the friends to see which one of them is wearing a gray sweatshirt, and I'm not gonna lie, I haven't found it yet, but I'm not done.
So they don't even change their clothes.
Well, because there's also the big thing that Sammy
Even
changed
Chris
her clothes.
Remember to change his clothes.
Yeah. Okay, so some think that it was Kiely. 1.5 only because he said she was when she saw her. He went 1.5 only because where he said she was when he saw her is where she was found.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, okay, words are already hard, Jen. Don't make them harder for me. Just saying. Just saying 17.
Because the clothes don't match, and they've said like so pointedly that they recognize the guy, the male. So I kind of like I don't know. If that's true, then I think it's nefarious and sinister, and I don't think it is her.
So, Christine, you think it's Kiely or you don't think it's Kiely?
I think that if his account is accurate, that it's not Kiely in the sweater. I think that it's something more sinister. Like, I'm not saying it's not her car, but I would think, yeah, she wasn't wearing either of the things we thought she was supposed to be wearing. If his story is true, I think something had already happened to Kiely, whether she was right there with the car at that time or not. I think that there was something.
So the poll is 1 is Kiely, 2 is somebody else, and you can say who you think it is. And I don't know if I said hi to Brittany, but hi, Brittany. I was just gonna say I don't know if I said hi to Brittany, but I did. I quit. This is gonna be a long weekend. I'm telling you guys, it's like 100 degrees. I think that's what my issue is, and probably Christine's too. That's why we can't figure out words. If there's a trial, Jen Lou's got it for sure. 2, and you think it's Sammy? Could be a 1 or 2 in my brain. Yeah, she had a light gray hoodie, not the white and pink one or a black one. Well, that makes me think it could be somebody else. I'm telling you, I was looking through interviews and I'm like, wait a minute. And yes, Doug did a great interview on Popcorn Planet today. We were talking about that a little bit ago. Absolutely. It was a very good interview. Okay, so Allie's a 1.5. Winter says, I won't believe it was an accident. I missed the question. The girl at the car with the tow truck driver, do we think that was Kiely or do we think it was somebody else? So 1 is Kiely, 2 is somebody else. So Hummer Muffin, yeah, you know what? So there is the white and pink sweatshirt is in the car. You can see it in the video. And Amanda did a really good job. So we're going to play her video here in a couple of minutes after we finish kind of going over AWP's video. She does. She points out a lot of things. I had seen a lot of them myself, but she put a couple in there that I was like, what the? I was messaging her. I'm like, what is that? And she's like, yeah, of course you don't know what that is. I'm like, whatever. So did the tow truck guy contact AWP? How did they meet up? So tow truck guy ran into them in the Best Buy parking lot and knows who they are, I guess, has watched their channel and walked up to them and said that he had information.
That was a coincidence.
Right. A picture was shown with Kai in a light gray sweatshirt, but not sure when it was taken. Like, how many sweatshirts did this girl have in her car with her? It's raining hard in Colorado. Yeah, no, it's not 100 degrees out here. It's supposed to be even hotter on Sunday and Monday.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 112 in Sacramento.
That's so stupid. Okay, so Jen, people have talked about the autopsy. So there's a couple things. California autopsies are public record. In general, they're public record. A family can request to have them sealed, and it's typically only sealed. I mean, like, you can look up Kobe Bryant's autopsy. Like, that's how crazy some of the stuff is. So, hold on, babe. But goodness gracious. The family can request for it to be sealed. The judge has to grant that, and it's typically only granted when there is an investigation. So if it is ruled an accident, it is very likely that her autopsy results could be public. A judge may rule to keep them under because of the high profile of the case, but it's actually gone to like the California Supreme Courts because journalists can't report accurately without some of the information on what happens with minors. So it's been ruled that they are all publics. So I'm just going to say right now, it will come out public unless the family requests and a judge approves for it to be put away, or it's still sealed for pending a criminal investigation, and the court just seals it until the trial. So let's see. Has anyone seen Sammy in a gray hoodie? Well, I, in my memory, have. That's what I was looking for today, but I didn't get to finish. So I don't want to say she was.
Like those white Walmart shirts.
Oh, the one that says "Find Kiely" or whatever.
I mean,
that she writes on.
Yeah, they were all wearing those white Walmart shirts.
Let's see. I think Kiely was in the back, and they were asking stupid questions to distract the tow man from looking. I don't disagree with that. It's only what? It's only one or the other, right? She's asking questions so that because she's scared and she needs help, which means that it probably is Kiely, or they're walking around this car trying to hide something so this guy doesn't see it. Oh, the dogs are going to wrestle. The kids wrestle, then the dogs wrestle. If this guy was going to hurt Kiely, why would he wait until a tow truck came? How did he get away if he put her in the water? I have those same questions. Unless there's two different cars. Did somebody go out there looking for her and she slept in the car, quote unquote, and then they found her and panicked that everybody was going to get in big trouble, and that's the decision that they made. Goodness gracious. And that's the decision that they made in order to cover up whatever nefarious things had been happening or whatever did happen to her. Don't know. Okay, let's see.
Go outside.
Oh, she's got the dogs too. So I wonder if there's anything to Nevada County taking over as lead in the investigation. Boca is Nevada County and Placer is stepped down as lead. Could it be something happened in Boca? Okay, so
in a minute, baby.
I don't know. That's a good question. Did they take over as lead? Because Placer is who did the press conference. I'm gonna look into that. Good point, Britt.
Wait, it's because hold on. That might be flipped or whatever because Truckee is in Placer County and Prosser is in Nevada County, or the other way around.
Prosser Lake is in Nevada County.
Okay, yeah, and she was reported.
Is it? That's what I'm asking. That's a question. Sorry.
So, wait, what?
I'm asking I guess I didn't look at this.
I think Prosser Lake is in Nevada County, and Placer County is where Truckee is at, and so that's why that happened that way.
Okay, so then Nevada County would be the lead.
Yeah, because that's where she was found.
The girl in the interview with the boyfriend was Kate, I believe. Somebody can tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's Kate. And I think there's a separate interview with Mags, and I think Mags does one with Sammy, and then Sammy does some on her own. Let's see, Phoebe Beach. Also, the seatbelt question makes a reason for Kiely not to be wearing a seatbelt.
Good point.
Like, were they trying to figure out like how you could latch the seatbelt like onto somebody else? I mean, I don't know. That just seems like such a weird question. That's what makes me lean more towards like maybe it was her and she's like crying out for help. Like, I don't know. Okay. I think they were standing on either side guarding the back windows, and when the guy walked towards the back, they said, "Check my seatbelt to distract." Oh, maybe. Maybe. It is Kate. Okay, thank you. I thought it was Kate. See, I'm behind in chat again. Prosser Lake is Nevada. That's where the car was found, so it's their case. Okay, thank you. I thought so, but I didn't want to say it without actually knowing. The car windows are probably the biggest reason I'm thinking foul play right now. And I agree with you. That and the fact that she was in the cargo area. And then something else happened today. And I messaged Christine about it like immediately. And I was like, this is flipping weird. The new, I hate to even say this. One of the new rumors that's going around social media is that she was found without any clothes on. I don't know if you guys have heard that.
Sorry, I missed it.
No, I was saying like I messaged you immediately when it came when I heard it today. Is one of the new rumors was that she was found with no clothes on.
Oh yeah.
So Jared hopped on 10 to Life's live today. And that's the reason he hopped on is another thing I actually want to talk about before we move on to Amanda's video. But he hops on and she asks him, like she asked him only like maybe 5 questions, and she asked him, like, can you say whether she was found clothed or not? His answer is very not Jared-y. I don't know how else to say it. It's not very Jared-y. And it made me like raise an eyebrow, like, wait a minute. Why is he doesn't say she wasn't found clothed. He doesn't say she was found clothed. He says something like, that's not a conversation that was had with me. Or I think I screen recorded, but I couldn't send it because it was too big.
Yeah,
it was if you haven't watched it, it's like right in the middle of 10 to Life's live from today. He hops in there. He's on there for like 5 minutes, and they talk about like so there's one shoe, but if you watch the video on AWP, it sounds like he says that he sees shoes, but they make it clear like that she had one shoe on, that he found one shoe on her.
Yeah, I don't know. The guys, yeah, that's what Jared said on Annie's today, and then in the video, he said shoes. So he was by that back passenger side window.
Yeah.
Noticing shoes.
And then there's a lot of speculation, and I know that Christine's like an amazing graphic person, so she could actually go through and like look at some of this stuff, and I'll let her tell you about that. But I'm not going to show anything like that. There's a lot of stuff talking about that, like the blurring in the video wasn't, enough where you can't actually see stuff. In Doug's interview, they asked what she was wearing, and Doug was very evasive. Mm-hmm. He may have said he couldn't talk about that. Yes, he did. He also said the answers were very, very weird.
I think that might be like what they like Plunder touched on it in one of her videos that SF Investigates had said that there's an additional detail that only AWP himself and the dad and grandpa know, and that they're waiting for it to be confirmed, and it's hard to like
not
keep
say
it in when and I think that could possibly be the detail, about her state of dress, when they found her.
Beverly says she had her shoes on. I'm thinking that it's become pretty clear now that with all these interviews they've done that I think she had one shoe on. I think in the video, I think I heard him say, I thought shoes, but I'm going to go back and listen to that one over and over again because I didn't do that part over and over. But I thought he said shoes, and then it's coming out that she had one shoe on. And here's the other thing. And before we go into like the car stuff, you can see the sweatshirt in the car. She's not wearing the sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Looks suspicious is what Nick the diver says when he comes up. Looks suspicious. And I kind of go, okay, guy's first dive. This guy's not, you know, he's not been doing this a long time. This is his first body. I don't know how else to say it. It's his first body he's found. I'm sure the guy is flipping shook. And if Doug had gone down or Jared had gone down, now that they've done this a few times, your first time, I'm sure you're shook. And so some things aren't necessarily as clear. But the positive is they have the video. This is all on video. So we don't see all the video. They have the whole video. They know. And then the cops will know because they'll have the video. Yeah, he was able to identify the remains by her leg, he said. Thought that was very weird as well. How do you identify just that there is remains? But I don't know. The guy said he saw a shoes well before he said he found remains. So I'm not sure shoes were on. That was the other thing, C-Dub. He said shoes. I see shoes. Was one shoe on, one shoe off? Wasn't his first dive Doug was trained. This is his first. This was his first body. Nick's first body. Yes. So I'm just thinking, like, you know, everything might look suspicious, but I'm sure that he knows. I mean, he's probably looked at other videos. He's probably seen other things. It's not his first dive, like he's never dove before. I mean, like first. I don't want to say that without sounding just like his first find. I don't know the right way to say that. Words are already hard tonight, and I don't know how to be kosher about it or whatever it's called. I think Nick saw something that completely jarred him. Yeah. Glaring, obvious something. Yeah, I think so too. Placer stepped away, saying that Placer stepped away because they only took the missing person's report. She was found in a bad account. Okay, pointer liver. Yeah. Okay. I pray she was clothed as well. I don't even know. And we're talking just going into such a nefarious situation in speculation. Recovery. Thank you, Phoebe. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Are you going to be able to play the video on your own? Because Jack just told me if I don't come here, he's going to be sad and lonely. And I don't want to take my laptop because this is a heavy thing to be talking about in front of him. So.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'll play it. Hold on.
Okay. So good night, everybody. I got to go. I got to take care of my boy. Talk to you soon. Bye. Love ya.
Thank you, Christine.
Bye.
All right, I'll play the video. Okay. So yes, he would have been emotional, but he looked very, very jarred. He did. I agree. Nick said the girl asked how to hook the seatbelt to a belt. Like Kiely had a belt on. Oh, like how to hook it to a belt? And now you're making me want to go back. I'm going to go back and listen to that. And AWP usually does see skeletal remains. Hi, Tia. You can stay with us for now, and then you can watch the rest later if you want to, so you can just hang out with us and chat. Let's see. Are you headed out, Britt? Britt, are you leaving too? No, it's probably late for you. Okay, I'm gonna play Amanda's video. And we can kind of walk through some of the stuff that was on AWP, because obviously this is AWP's video. She just does a really good job like slowing it down. Hold, please. Talk amongst yourselves for a second. I have a little man that's coming out here to tell me something anyway, who looks very sad himself. What's up, babe? What? You're goofy. Okay. How can I get her video up? Go inside and tell him. Yeah, I just watched it, so it can't be too far back. And it's under the wrong account, so it's got an ad. Mike. Oh, I think I pulled up the wrong one. I pulled up Jolissa's. Hold on. Wrong live on Amanda's channel. Or wrong video. Okay, let me pull it up real quick, and then now I got the right video. Okay. Okay, so if you guys, this is Amanda's Vita's channel. And so she went through and recorded just this small part of it where he's searching around the car and tries to like pick out some of the things that are in there. Can you guys see the video okay? Teresa, I thought I lost your channel. I'm so glad to find you here. Don't ask me where the heck I've been. Been watching you since early summer. Oh, Mama Bear. I'm glad you found us here. The tow truck driver said he called the tip line but didn't hear back from Ellie. Did he say that? I heard him say he called the sheriff and there was a lot of stuff going on. See, now I'm thinking it was either Jared or it was Doug today said, that might have been Jared, that said that he called and the person he contacted, no, it was Doug. I think it was Doug. Said the person he contacted hadn't heard of it, but that it was probably just because there were so many different agencies and another person had heard of it. And I think Jared said that they had contacted law enforcement to verify this tip. Okay. Let me get rid of the comment real quick. Okay, so this is in slow-mo, and then she's gonna go around the car, and I'll pause it if I need. But I'm gonna go ahead and mute it so you guys can hear. I don't know, I guess there's not really anything to hear. It's more see. Aw, Journey. Early summer wells. My poor baby. Yes, Britt, let's do it. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna rewind it because I got interrupted by a little person. Because this was when the whole thing was at the beginning. That I was like, "What is that?" So Carson had gone on a show. Carson's one of the editors, and he had gone on a different channel and was talking about how there was like rolling papers. And so when I was first watching this, trying to figure out what everything was, I was like, I don't see rolling papers. And then I guess I totally dated myself because she like calls it out right away here, and I just didn't even see it. It's very sad and very eerie. It very much is. I totally agree, Roho. So the raw rice paper cone, I'm like, Amanda, what is that? Yeah, if you guys can tell where the nose of the car faces, that would be. See, and this is the wrong account. I think I'm like under my husband's.
For almost 4 decades, we have been
freaking ads. I have to watch this closely. This is the one that Amanda did. Yes. Oh, Britt, thank you for joining. Okay, so right there you can see obviously you see the Truly. You can see her MacBook charger. The white thing right there is the MacBook charger. And I think she goes back through all this. You see the Truly can. And Carson did say that you can actually see more Truly in the back. That black thing standing straight up is a hairbrush. And I want you guys to pay attention around the hairbrush because on the hairbrush, you see like a white thing that's hanging over it. That right there, Amanda calls it out. That is the white and pink sweatshirt. Let me see real quick if that's. Yeah, it was Nick's first dive for an actual vehicle like this. But he is an experienced diver, correct? So this is the cell phone charger. You'll be able to see it here right there up on the top left corner. You can see the pink cell phone charger. It's still there. So you see this is the driver's side. This is the driver's side window. No broken mirror, no broken window. See, and he says that the window is broken out. And if you guys remember in the video, you can see him like rubbing along the frame. Like the window is broken out. And they didn't want to clarify that today on one of the interviews either. They would not say whether the window was broken out or not. I don't know. See, the Fiji bottle, I didn't see that. And a sun visor. That's the hairbrush, the paddle brush. And you can see on top of the paddle brush, like leaning up, you see the white and pink sweatshirt. There's her MacBook charger. So we're back on the other side again. Side mirror intact. This was one I didn't see myself, so this was like I was trying to like figure out where she sees this one. Oh, I guess I can kind of see it now. It's on my computer instead of my phone. And a tote bag. See, I don't see a tote bag there either. I don't know how she sees that one. So that's the back passenger window. Not back. Why did I say back passenger? The back driver window. That is the back driver window that's half down. Right? Am I right in that? Or you guys tell me if I'm wrong. In the back. I'm moving way towards the back window. It's so freaking sad. Remember, this is in slow-mo, so this sounds kind of funny, but it's very slowed down. Jared said only one shoe was on. And that's in that little back window of the hatch. She did a good job on the video, though. I don't know. What do you guys think? He says shoes like they aren't on her feet. I thought the same thing. Someone should ask Jagger if she was a partier or smoked. I mean, she's got rolling papers and alcohol in her car, which I also find very weird that she would be headed home and have that stuff in her car, unless maybe her mom just doesn't ever look in the car. I don't know. So, I'm sure you guys have probably seen the bit of controversy around Doug called the family, and then there's the private investigator that's on Twitter who says that Doug did not contact the family. And so I want to clear this up in case you guys don't actually know. So the contacts for AWP were actually the stepdad's family. So mom and dad were not the point of contact, but dad was on the beach on the sand right there. And as Doug says, he was there within 90 seconds. Now SF Investigates says he's the one who told dad, which I totally think is fine. I'm assuming but dad was already there. Dad and grandpa were already there. So here's my thought. Which PI said they didn't call the family? So SF Investigates said they didn't tell the family. But the point of contact for the family was an aunt and a grandma, but it's the step aunt and the step grandma. Not the mom, not the dad. And I think Doug explains it really well. Is like when they got into town, like mom had like a wall of law enforcement around her, is kind of how he phrased it. Like you couldn't talk to the mom for some reason. And I don't know if it's because she was having such a hard time or what that was. Mama Bear, you're very, goodness gracious. Sorry, you guys. So he's standing there. So if you watch the footage, you actually see dad driving that little dune buggy cart looking thing. He's riding that over to them. And so my assumption, and nobody's clarified this for me, so this is just my assumption, was that SF Investigates realizes that something's going on, right? He contacts dad and grandpa, who are down the beach or down the road or whatever. They're not far, because like Doug says, like dad shows up within 90 seconds. So aunt and grandma are actually stepdad's family. And I think that the you don't mind the pups, well, I appreciate it, but I'm telling you, her bark sometimes when she just sees something out of the corner of her eye, it scares the crap out of me. Like I jump in my own skin. So dad and grandpa were there. So dad and dad's dad. So they immediately show up, and Doug does tell him. And I know SF Investigates had made like a comment about that they were already mic'd up to talk to the dad, but I don't know if he quite realizes they were filming a show already. I don't want to say a show, but they're filming a show. I mean, that's what it is. They're filming it already. I thought that Doug did a great job. He was like, "Don't cause a scene. We don't want everybody to know that we found a car. Like we're gonna go dark. Like we're not gonna talk. We're not gonna cause like a any type of ruckus, basically, where people are gonna start like looking at us." And if you look around in their video, you see just regular civilians are out there. They're out there on their kayaks. They're out there on tubes. I mean, there's all kinds of just civilians that are around. Like I think there was a tent popped up somewhere. This beach was back to being open to the public. So I thought he did a really good job of like shutting it down. Like, okay, don't cause a scene. We don't need everybody to know that we found a vehicle. We don't know if it's her car yet. And then, yes, sorry, I didn't mean that as a question for me. I was making a statement. Oh, okay, let me see. Yes, after AWP found the car, It's an AW. Yes. So they actually ended up removing it. Somebody in the family had contacted them. They did not say who contacted them, but somebody contacted them and asked for the names to be removed. So this morning when I wake up, there's a post that from SF Investigates that says that the aunt, that he has talked to the aunt and the aunt was not contacted. And the aunt makes a post basically saying, I've never spoke to these people. I don't know why they're trying to say they spoke to me. This is a different aunt. So there's an aunt, and then there's the step aunt and step grandma. So there's a lot of people. Why wouldn't dad immediately call mom? Don't think divorce makes a difference in this type of circumstance. Rojo, I've wondered that, and I said I don't want to get too into the parents because then the people are going to think I'm bad for the parents. But I'm also wondering why AWP was there and mom wasn't. So I mean, I have lots of questions about that. Maybe mom couldn't handle it. And it was probably better for her to not be there. But then why? How was mom not a contact? I have so many questions about that. But I just want to be very clear that they did contact family. You can see them contacting family. Yes, one is spelled differently than the other. They talked to step aunt and not, I believe it's dad's sister. So she knew that there was another Aunt Lori. Well, so obviously, some people say your step family is not your family. I don't agree with that, but some people do believe that. So like, they did not contact mom. They did not contact dad. They did not contact her grandma, as SF Investigates wanted to post and make sure to say, this grandma's name is this, and this grandma's name is that, and both grandmas are still alive, and that's mom and dad's moms. But there's also stepdad and stepdad's mom. And so I think that's when I was saying at the beginning of this, I hope that they get over whatever is going on in that inner turmoil, because this is already going to be really hard on both of them. And I don't know, maybe I can get speculative, but I honestly have no idea. Like, is dad think that mom was, too lenient? Did mom let her hang out with kids that she wasn't supposed to? I don't know. I have no idea the dynamic. So that's just pure conjecture. I have no idea. They always call the family first. Jared has said that. I've watched these guys for a while. I've never seen them not call family unless family does not want to talk to them. And I've even seen them like contacting family of family to try to get them to talk to the family. And one of the ladies' name was actually Teresa, and he was trying to get a hold of Teresa, and she wasn't answering and wouldn't talk to him. And so he like calls her sister and is like, hey, like, this is what's going on. We need somebody here. Some families don't want to talk to them. Some families don't want to be involved in it. So I think everything will be okay. And I know that there's a lot of uproar, and then there's other people who are like going at mom and are like mad at mom for making a post about AWP. And I'm like, dude, the woman just like, she just lost her daughter, like her life. Like, I'm just, who cares? Like, let her post whatever the hell she wants to. I hope that she stays off of social media and is able to find some type of peace and healing. I don't even know how. I could not imagine. I never want to be in their position, ever, 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 ever. I love my children more than anything in this world. I could not imagine something ever happening. So I think that mom is fine and dad is fine. I just hope that they find their way to peace in the hopes of finding some closure and not fighting over some of the things like, who contacted who. They had no way to contact mom. Mom's phone was allegedly blocked to protect her from trolls, so no idea how she expected to be contacted, especially if she was out at a restaurant. So I kind of thought that too, and I'm like, okay, now if it is stepdad's family, like, wouldn't they have contacted her? But maybe they didn't get to her in time. I don't know. I don't think anything was done wrong. And I know in my heart that nothing was done malicious, and I hope everybody comes to the understanding of that. Yeah, I'd be fitted for a straitjacket if that was my child. I think we talked about this on one of the other lives, like how these parents do it, especially when they have other children. How do they? You have other children that you have to take care of, and you have to be there for, and you have to be a mom. And how do you do that when one of them's gone? Like, I can't even begin. And I do true crime, like, and I go to school for this kind of stuff. Like, I couldn't imagine ever being able to like be a mom to the other children if something happened to one of my child. Where's Jared's interview? Okay, so Jared was on, he went on with Zav Girl like 2 days ago, I believe. I think it was Wednesday. And then he went on 10 to Life for about 10 minutes today, right in the middle of her live today on 10 to Life. He hops up there. And what the reason he hops up there is to make sure that he clarifies, who the aunt is. Well, I was already kind of not understanding why SF was trying to say that this wasn't. So I did my own research a couple of days ago when that post was made. And I wanted to know who they were then. Like, that doesn't make sense. So I did my own research, and that is who they are. It's the step aunt and step grandma. That's who it is. There's no malicious intent. These guys are out there trying to help everybody, and I know these parents are just broken. So, now we can talk about this car before I have to hop off for the night. But I want to talk about the car and the positioning of the car. It sounds like the communication stopped with the two ladies. Hindsight is 2020, but the family should have prepared a list of contact for those ladies to reach out to for the rest of the family. Right. And I'm almost wondering if they didn't expect to find her. Like, it was kind of like a last, like, for the family, it was like a last, like, whatever, you guys go do what you want to do. Go search. The cops have already searched it. Nobody's going to find her there. Somebody took her. Like, they were kind of stuck on that. And I don't know if they ever, I don't like the video. And I think the dad shouldn't have been in it. I go back and forth with that stuff too. And here's what I'm going to say. And obviously this is not my situation. I'm not one of the parents, so I don't want to take anything away from that. But my feeling is, and once again, I hope when the dust settles that this is where people understand, is that her video is not a spectacle. It's not like a spectacle that we all want to watch because we want to see, all the gory details of what happened. It's closure in a way for people who do get attached in high profile cases. It is a type of closure, and it is a type of answering some of the questions that people can't let go of. So that's number one. Number two is, for the family, there are going to be other families who are in this situation or situations where the loved one's been gone for many years. And by allowing an AWP to put this stuff out, and I know people were pissed they put it on members only, but I've like I said, I followed them for a long time. Most of their videos are members only first. This was not because she was high profile. That is typically what they do. It's one of the perks that the memberships get, and all their memberships are the same no matter how much you pay, because it's really what you can afford to pay, and then you're getting early access to a video, and then they put it out typically like a week later. So I this is how they're being able to go help find other loved ones. So I just want people who are pissed off about that to think about, if your child or your loved one goes missing and you need help, would you want AWP to come in and help? And if you do, then this type of video and this type of membership and donations and purchasing of their items, this is what's going to allow them to come and help you and your family. And I know that sounds twisted, but I know when this, as a human being, I know I want to help other people all the time. And at first, if it was about my child, I would totally get that these people are pissed off at everything that's happening. I get it. Everything should be pissing them off. Their daughter's gone. I get it. But when everything settles, I think these people are going to want, and I said this about the autopsy too. And if it comes back that she was just drinking and driving and it was an accident, how huge her case is and what a learning lesson this is for our youth, for the 400 people who were at that party, for anybody else that's around that age, that you can go and talk to your child about it. So I think that there's a long game, and this family is obviously looking at this one situation, but I know if my child was missing and I thought they were in their car in a body of water, I would want AWP to come and help me. And if that meant that they had to air it so they could go and help somebody else, at first I would probably be pissed, but I know eventually I know my character, and I know that that's what I would want. I want other people to be helped. So that's my 2 cents on that. Now, I want to talk about the car being flipped over, and I want to talk about where she's found. I have this is the other reason I lean towards a little bit of my suspicion when it comes to foul plays. And I know people are saying like it's not very big. So there's 2 things I want to say about that. My husband's worked with cars for a long time, so it's actually one of the things I asked him, and he's like, I can get back there. And he's 5'11", $190, 200 pounds. So he's like, I can get back in the back of any vehicle. Like, you want to get back there, you're going to get back there. Now, we obviously have a car that's flipped over. It's dark. Well, maybe it's dark because if she drives in the afternoon, that's we're in a whole nother ball game. But if it's dark, if the car's flipped over, it's filling with water, you have panic, you have all these things. But my question then is, why doesn't she go out the back window? So you have the busted out passenger window that most likely hits on impact on the bottom, so it may be too late. And yes, she was found in 14 foot of water, but they did say that there was, I believe, 3 to 5 foot higher when she went missing. Don't quote me on that number, but I know it was at least a few feet higher when she went missing. So when she landed there in that area, it would have been, 17 to 19. So I don't know how, if she's trying to get out, you have a back window that's down, that's right behind you. Back window that's down is right behind you. And then you have the window that's broken out, which we're going to say that window wasn't broken out until it hit the bottom, 17 feet down at the time or whatever. So she tries to go out. Why does she squeeze into the back? Okay, now if the car's already upside down, or is it straight up and down? Is it straight up and down and she has to climb? Because it might sit there for a second, but like they said, the windows are down. It's going to sink and turn much faster. And if she's buckled in, so then the car already flips over. So she's crawling along the headliner to get back there. I don't understand why she doesn't go out the back driver's window that's down. I muted myself and I'm over here just talking like, hey, yeah, this is what's going on. I don't know why she would crawl so far away unless it's just panic. And, people panic and shit goes crazy. I just think it's really weird that she would have got all the way back there, only half down a few inches. It's pretty far down. It's half down, but she's only like a $110? And it's a little over halfway because I think that's as far as those windows roll down. Like it's like child safety on those windows. But it's big enough for her to get through. I don't have that picture handy, and I sent all my pictures to Christina, and then she had to go leave me. So, did she know how to swim though? So yes, she did know how to swim. So if you listen to another weird thing in one of Sammy's interviews, she talks about how much she liked to swim, and then she talks or how much she loved the water, I think is what she says, but immediately turns well, I guess we'll have to see if she drowned though. This is a wide range of possibilities here still why she didn't go through a window. I know. And then people are like, could she have floated back there? And I'm definitely no expert in that, but I think that I don't think she would have floated back there if the car was upside down. She would have floated to her seat. Like she would have just been up in the front seat still. Yeah, if the nose of her car was straight down quickly, maybe the back hatch was up to her. Yeah, and she just quickly crawled for it. The car would have been nose down at first. She could have climbed in the back, then before it flipped, water at her feet rising fast, moving away, sinks in less than a minute, total darkness. Yeah. Yeah, so she just like, and that's the only thing, like, so she just freaks out and climbs straight to the back of the car. And okay, so accident, she had been drinking, she's discombobulated, it's dark. Yeah, it takes about 20 seconds. Yeah, with the window open, it's gonna go fast. But there's only, what we know is there's one window open because we don't know when the other window busted out. If the smudges and smears, etc., on the hatch window were on the inside or the outside? Well, that's a great question. This is yes, because Doug said she wasn't in the front seat; she was in the back and was jarred. Yeah, like and Jared says in the back. That's how he phrased it. He's like, he's all, I just said the back, and he's like, then my wife asked me, like the back seat, and he's like, no, like the back. And One of the other things that really makes me go, something's off, well, besides Sammy's lies, something's off, is the fact that AWP says that they have, obviously they have more info because they have these longer interviews and stuff. And they put that in the title. Makes me think that that's the direction that they're kind of leaning. Because if it was, say it was like 70, 70-30, would you put that in the title? I don't know. I mean, that's a big deal. Like, it's not like me putting it in the title with my, 20, whatever 2,000 subscribers that I have. You know what I mean? It's not like me doing it. It's 2 million, almost 3 million subscribers. Doug said that the odds that she put herself back there was like being struck by lightning. Did he say that? I missed that. It's like 20, 30 seconds or less than a minute. Yeah. It's possible. If they weren't all these other outrageously suspicious things, then we wouldn't be questioning, right? There's just a lot of things that don't make a lot of sense. And I know they have found other people in the back. They found other people in the back seat in some of the videos I've watched. And I think it was Jared that was talking about one of the men that he found in like a back hatch like that, hatch area. The time date when the tow truck incident is unknown also. So many questions. So they did kind of come out and confirm it after the video that it was Saturday, and that was based on the interview they did with the Chrissy. He says that on 10 to Life. He said that on 10 to Life today. Okay, thank you. Based on the girlfriend says that it was my dad's birthday. It was my dad's birthday, and it was Saturday. And Nick thought it was so weird that he called me and told me. He pulled over on the side of the road and he called me and told me about it. Oh, Mama Bear, thank you. Dare to be different. It was pitch black and couldn't see. Maybe she didn't know which windows were open. That's what I'm saying. Like, it could have just been total fear and just holy shit, like what's going on. And then I just go, like, no matter what, this is gonna sound really sad, but there's part of me that like kind of hopes that she just went peacefully somewhere else and then they put her in the water. I know it sounds bad. I don't know, because I just don't want her to have been under there and scared, and I don't want her to have been scared anywhere. I don't think they would say anything if there wasn't something there. I agree. What time did Sammy go out there? The night before, the night of the party. I don't know. I don't know if she ever said that. That would be a good question. Doug needs to be careful saying that. Hi, Jeanette. I mean, Jared. Jared also said that the AAA guy is very creditable, but he can't say too much. Yeah. And is he a AAA guy? Has that actually been clarified? Because I've not heard it. I did not hear that he was actually AAA. I know I've heard that speculated, so I don't want to, but I've not actually heard that he was AAA. Sammy said she organized the party. Yeah, that she was the organizer of the party. I think the guys have to be very careful on what they're saying altogether. And I have found it interesting that a couple things that have been asked, one will answer and the other one doesn't. And then, but we go back to like the whole was she clothed, and they both had weird answers. At 11 a.m. Saturday, I don't think the all-out search was happening yet. I know she was reported missing at like 9:45 a.m. Third party from AAA. Okay. Like an independent kind of thing. And so like AAA sends him out. Yeah, I don't know how all that works. So I think it's a methodical move from Ellie and AWP. See who panics first. So that's what I said on CDT. Because I was like, I think that there's a very good chance that this was done on purpose. And then it got backed up today during Doug's interview. Andy from Popcorn Planet asked him, like, do you guys collaborate with Ellie before you like put the videos out? Do you send them the video, or like do you say like, hey, like, do I put this clip in or that clip in, or you want that clip out or whatever? Like, he was asking him that, and Doug said, I can't tell you that. And I was like, why wouldn't you be able to answer that? Why wouldn't you be able to answer that? Like, if you collaborate with Ellie before you put out a video, because you did collaborate with Ellie before you put this video out, and you did it on purpose. And it was Professor Plum in the library with the candlestick. See, Jared said something about that like a day or two after they found Kiely, that they were actually out there with, and I don't remember which agency he said, if it was Nevada County or Placer, I don't remember which one he said, but that he was at that the guys were out there working with Ellie to like show them like how they found it and what what they looked at and what they saw, and I know you guys have heard like a lot of their interviews, and they do tell you like how hard it is to find a brand new car versus an older car that's all covered in yuck, so that picks up the sonar much easier than this one. And they kind of struggled there, like, is this a boat, is this anything, is this man-made, like what is this, so I can imagine they were kind of having a hard time figuring out what it was. I'm thinking these guys who do this a couple times a year probably just were like, oh yeah, well, I don't know what that is, like that's definitely not a car. I don't know, I don't really fault Ellie. I don't know, I just don't think they had the experience that was necessary to pull it off. And like Adventures with Purpose says, this is what they do on a daily. Probably because it's still under investigation. Yeah, I think AWP putting it out was a strategic move. I do too. Yep. I've seen AWP say in older videos that they don't care what the sheriff says. It's a public place and they are allowed to film. So probably being diplomatic to not say that they don't consult Ellie. Maybe, but they talked about how Doug talks about how they were on the phone with the Placer sheriffs before ever going out there. What did Mike say? Did I miss it? What did Mike say? What do you agree with there, BR? I 100% believe the AAA guy. Don't think he would lie knowing that he was on camera from his work truck. I believe that arrest will be made shortly. Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. This guy, yeah, he's going all out to lie. But then, BR made a good point when it comes to Chris Watts. You got Trent Bolt, who actually went in for an interview, and Amanda that went in for an interview on a case they actually had nothing to do with. So, and they were on camera in the police station. They do get towing services quite often. It was interesting though that they had to film the recovery from the other side of the water. They were not on the beach when the recovery happened. Those are cold cases though. They did collaborate. Yep. But the first contact though was in Nevada County. The first officer they spoke to, I'm almost positive, was Nevada County that was on that beach after they talked to Dad and Grandpa. As long as the towing guy is not Ronnie. Well, as soon as the tow truck guy is like talking about that she was with a dude, I'm like, I swear, if this ends up being Ronnie, I'm gonna freak out. But I don't have anything to do with Ronnie. But that's my personal opinion. Well, yes, you said it better than I was trying to. This is only their second active case. Oh gosh, yeah, like that's just crazy. That's just crazy. Yeah, they started at Placer Reservoir, not Boca, so maybe they waited to see when they were done at Placer, they put her in there. Upchurch would have been stoked if it was Ronnie. Oh God, that would have the internet would have exploded. The internet would have exploded if that video came out and that was the tow truck guy's like, yeah, and the guy's name was Ronnie. I feel like Upchurch would have just had a heart attack right then and there. Oh goodness, I don't know. Did we cover all the things? Did we cover all the questions? You guys have more questions that we should discuss and contemplate? FBI is involved, yep. So the FBI actually took possession of the car. They took possession of the vehicle. The California Highway Patrol was doing the accident recreation. So that's a different agency. And then Nevada County is apparently lead on it because she's found in Nevada County. Red flag Ronnie. Oh gosh, I know. Goodness dogs, you guys. And also correct me if I'm wrong about the FBI. Yeah. Hush them up. What's your thoughts on the car not being in the water when Ellie looked? I don't know how they would have gotten the car in there after. With all the to-do and all the people that were out there, I mean, they would have had to have strategically... Did you see that email? I didn't see any email. About AWP declined to come and look for Summer. Well, I don't know how they would look for Summer. They look for missing vehicles. So I don't know how they would have looked for Summer. She's not in a car. No, I didn't see an email. Is it my email or is it just one that was posted somewhere? There's a tremendous amount of area to search. So my thoughts on the car not being in there, I don't see how somebody could have put it in there later. But you know what? Like somebody said, the full-on search wasn't happening at around 11. But then you're talking right there. So how would they have put it in there after Ellie looked? And they hid it and then went and put it back there. But then I have a problem with that and why I go back to accident, because you tell me what the chances are that her phone shuts down at 12:33 on Prosser, right there on that beach. Phone shuts off, and then the car is found exactly in that location. That's to me why the tow truck thing, I think, might be something separate, is only because of that. Because it's weird that they purposely went and put they throw her phone in the lake there, or her phone breaks or whatever, and they go put her back in that exact spot. That's weird to me, because they said Jared had information from Ellie that they know she won't be found in the water. Oh, no, I didn't see that. I love the press release with the FBI agent when sheriff discussed it was Kiely. The agent was dying. Okay. I wish I had this clip. That was another one I wanted to pull up. In this press conference, you guys see the gentleman when he's talking, and they're asking him about there being two bodies in the car, or more than one body in the car. And he looks up in his brain, like he's searching for the information. And then he's like, no, there was only one body. And that made me go is that because there was two people and now there's only one body? Is that what he's, that weird, oh man, I'm gonna record it for you guys and then I can show you if you guys haven't seen it. It was a really weird, that pause. It was a weird pause, and he's looking up in his brain, looking for the answer. And then he's like, no, there's only one body. It's like, I had what? Okay, so you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, good. I don't have to play it then. I'm told that Sammy does. I've not done any research on that. I mean, I'm not going to research the kid, but I have heard that Sammy does. Show the whole thing? Okay, I'm not going to do it tonight. The family's already staring at me why aren't you in here? It's Friday. Why aren't you hanging out with us? Because I was late coming on. So, yeah, it was so weird. He wanted to say there were two people in the car. There were two people in the car. So then I have my other question is, Sammy makes it very clear she was in the passenger seat. Remember, she tries to overly announce that she was in the passenger seat. And then the passenger window's busted out. I thought that was interesting too. Now, if somebody else is driving the car, why wouldn't they have busted out the driver's door? Or driver's window? Why would they bust out the passenger window, right? Because you guys are talking it's only 20, 30 seconds. Why would you bust out the other window? Or did that person make it out the back window? Or did that person... Yeah, I don't know. See? We can go down. There's so many different rabbit holes to go down. Yeah, it was a very simple question. How many people were in the car? There was one. How many bodies were in the car? There was one body. Yeah. Let me think about how many bodies there were. What? Yeah, Sammy does have tells. I thought about that. I should put a video together of just comparing all the different stories that Sammy says about the exact same thing, because I've got her in 3 lies off the top. And so I think if I sat there and actually went through them and put them together, I could probably find more. But there's 3, and the 3 big ones that bother me. Maybe just a pause while he wondered if answering that question was permitted. Maybe. Maybe. But it was a weird dig around his brain for information. I don't know. It made me pause. Like, not like like, should I answer that? Like, ooh, should I answer that? Because, you kind of make the face like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like that. It was like I don't know. It just reminded me, like, why does he want to say two? Oh, I did not see that. A post where the neighbor said that Sammy is the strangest person. Well, yeah. Sammy does. She just, I don't know. They wouldn't even say what she did to animals. God. All I know is that from day one, listening to Sammy and all the other things, plus now what AWP has said, there are too many red flags. Ooh, thank you for saying that. Before we go, Doug gets the message and says that there's disturbing behavior at the party between Kiely and beep. And then there's a bunch of cars that leave. And they don't just like bleep it out. They purposely put like a black box over it so you can't even read lips. So I know on Zav today they were like trying to like pay attention to his facial muscles to see what he says. AWC said there was disturbing behavior between Kiely and who? That's hearsay of hearsay of hearsay from a Facebook group. It absolutely is. It would absolutely. Would it be horrible if it was a prank gone wrong? Oh God, yeah. Well, yeah. I heard say. That's juicy gossip. It's in one of the groups and allegedly legit. I want to see the post from the neighbor. We're all just chatting about what we see and have heard. Yeah, so I'm like, did somebody actually like turn that into him like it was an actual like tip then, or was it somebody that was close to the whole thing and it was like, no, this is legit what happened? Hmm. Her parents posted her missing at 1:30 a.m. What? You think it was a fight about Nate, the neighbor? Dee Dee, do you happen to have a picture of that? You think he said Sammy? Okay, thank you. She's looking. Elizabeth, her parents posted her missing at 1:30 a.m. We're talking about Kiely, right? Because I was, from everything I've seen, she was reported missing at 9:45 a.m. The boy Nate that Sammy likes. Scott H just showed it. Scott H. Who's Scott H? You missed the beginning of this live, Elizabeth, where I said words are hard for me tonight. So don't make me try to figure out the puzzle. Scott H just showed it. Who's Scott H? You've got Journey, you've got screenshots. Would you mind emailing it to me? It's criminality187@gmail. Yeah, you'd have to email it to me. I wouldn't be able to share it. Her mom didn't know she was missing until she woke up in the AM. Yeah. I'm wondering if the 1:30 thing is the whole do you guys remember that when SF Investigates Barry first went out there and he was looking at like the search trailer and it said like 1 a.m. was the last time she was seen? Okay, her parents said the last she was seen was at 1:30. Yeah, so that was part of it at the very beginning, was that she was seen at like 1 or 1:30 in the morning. That's his screen name. Scott H is a YouTuber? Do I not know who that is? Is that it? That's the name of his channel? Scott H? Scott H is all over the Summer Wells case. I'm like way behind that then. Scott H is from Summer Wells area, made a channel when she went missing. I have to know who that is. Yeah. Criminality187@gmail.com. I'm going to look that up. I have to know. If he's been on Summer Wells since the beginning, I have to know who that is. And I just must be drawing a blank. Scott H. Hold on, I'll find it. Okay, I just found his channel, Scott H. I'm like, that's where like, there's no way he was covering Summer, and I don't know what. I don't know. I'm not subbed to his channel. I will now though. Trying to look at like his older videos and see. I'll look at that later. Yeah, I had to have heard of him then. He's live now. Yeah, I just saw that. Scott H has thoughts. Name of his channel. I might just came up as Scott H. Just Scott H. Let me see. Okay. I am a mother of a teen. Okay. All right. He was first with True Crime Commentary. Was he with True Crime Commentary when he was covering Summer? I'm not finding the email. Criminality187@gmail. Penny. I remember, Samara. I remember this. I remember this. I remember Penny. Okay. I think I know who you're talking about. He may have 2 channels. Okay. Proceed with caution. He speculates sometimes. Well, I do too. I don't try not to go too far into the conspiracy. Oh, he's with Penny. See, BR the Stars like, yeah, yes. Okay, I know who you're talking about. I've not watched him in a very long time. The gear of the car will tell a lot. I know AWP said the wheels were spinning, but some mechanics said the model does that without being in neutral. Rojo, okay, so this is another conversation I had with my husband, who's worked on cars for a long time, and he actually said that car, the model of that car, will, no matter whether it's in drive or neutral or what, it'll spin no matter what. And I think Jared actually clarified that today, that he that it doesn't matter now, because then if it was in drive or neutral, then they could have pushed her in either way if the wheels would have spun, right? So it kind of makes it a moot point at that point. Let's see. Other panels, I'm not actually subbed to him, and I'm close to Summer. Okay. I'll take that into consideration, Chrissy. Now I know you're in 2 groups: True Crime Sisters and True Crime Misfits. That's okay. You can email if you do find it, you can email it to me. That'd be great. I'm gonna have to hop off soon anyway, so I can go do family bonding. Yeah, there is drama on Scott H channel. Yes, he was with TC. So here's one, and this is extremely unfortunate. And I do try to follow a lot to do with Summer, and I know I've said this before, but when the case takes on so much of the drama side of it, you're not getting any facts anymore, because the channels turn into fighting with each other versus fighting for a kid. Even though they're all actually fighting for a kid, they're just pissed off at how the other people are fighting for the kid, and then it turns into just like chaos. I don't like covering cases like that, and I think it's a real detriment to the cases at times, because then you don't have anybody wanting to cover it. You don't have a lot of people wanting to follow it. You have more people who just don't like other creators wanting to follow it. And then, I mean, yeah, I guess it's still getting attention. So, good, I guess. But hi, Christy. I don't. You have to go bottle feed. Okay, thank you, Elizabeth. So it's really hard. I feel bad because it's like I want to cover it, but then you create like these people that want to come in and they just want to like hate you for anything that you say because they've heard 50,000 things in other places on other channels instead of actually just wanting to just talk and chill and go through things from the start, from scratch. And Kiely was reported missing at 10:30 a.m. Okay, I heard 9:45, so thank you for clarifying. I asked, oh gosh, you have to bottle feed kittens. My little one really wants a kitten. We lost my cat at the beginning of this year. I'd had her for 13, about 12 and a half, almost 13 years, and she passed away. And I wasn't ready to get another cat, so we got a dog, and my little one is so mad. He just wants a cat. That's all he wants. He's like, I want a cat. He told me that today. He's like, I want a cat. Okay, but I got you a dog. This chat is always awesome. We have the best. We absolutely do. And I'm like, so do I really want to go down the rabbit hole and be like, oh yeah, let's have everybody who hates everybody, and then have the people who hate all those people? I can't, man. I'm just like, I think I was telling BR the story. I'm like, I've hit my drama capacity for 2022. Like, I just want to talk about true crime and see what we can figure out. My baby kitties live to be 19 and 17. We have dogs now. Aww. Found one at the dump today. The other star says, I need to get him a kitten. I got him a dog. Chrissy, I'm really glad you found us too. We try to come live every Friday. Sometimes we throw in some extras. And then I think next week or the following week, we're going to start doing some members only lives on Wednesdays. So 4 days old. Oh my gosh. And the drama fightings do all the fighting and then they click and then the views and then the money. And it's just like, and I know that some of them are totally pure at heart and they really want to help and they really want to put information out there that's informative. And you get wrapped in it. It's so easy to like fall in the trap of just fighting. And I'm too old, man. I'm like, I don't want to fight with everybody. Like I did that when I was, 20. It's tiring. Laura Lulu, everyone has been awesome, very kind and welcoming people. No fighting over opposite opinions. Glad it was suggested to me. Oh, I'm glad that you were here. Yeah, at this point, none of us know anything. I don't know how anybody ever goes in and they're like, this is what happened. And I'm going to tell you, like, this is what happened. I'm like, how the heck do you know that? Like, if you know that, you should probably be, in law enforcement because we don't have all that info. So we really only can speculate. Let me give it a go. All right, I am going to call it a night. And as you guys know, I know that there's, hundreds of thousands of places that you guys could go. Oh, you got the email? You just sent them? Okay. Let me see. Let me see. I know that you guys have thousands of places that you guys could go to, to hang out and do all kinds of fun stuff. And you guys choose to come and hang out here with me. And I just want you guys to know how much I appreciate it. Okay, let's see. I grew up in Truckee and lived around 5 houses down from Sammy. We used to play and hang out. Keep in mind, this was when we were 5 to 10 years old, and my parents and I both remember her being a very strange kid and very pushy. This plays into how her character is now. I have so many memories of her doing such bizarre things. I'm not going to list them because they are very graphic and involve animals. What? I will, however, say that I had to get stitches because of her actions, but I just wanted to put it out there that something has always been off about her, and I truly believe that she had something to do with this case based on my knowledge of her when we were younger. Wow. Wow. Thank you for that. Wow. Okay, then this continues and goes, okay, I was home alone and she knocked on my door. This was a pretty frequent thing where she would just show up and I told her I couldn't hang out. I was holding my cat at the time in my arms, and she pushed her little Chihuahua dog towards my cat and wanted them to meet. I wasn't comfortable, so I tried taking a step back, and she pushed the dog towards my cat. My cat freaked out, leapt off of my head, causing me to get a huge deep scratch on my head, which I ended up needing stitches for. So it was just another situation where she was super pushy, and I didn't want to have our animals quote unquote meet. So it wasn't directly her fault, but it could have easily been avoided if she wouldn't have been so pushy and just listened to me. Oh, wow. No, I haven't read that yet. This is the first time I'm hearing this. This person is talking about Sammy. This person is talking about Sammy. Okay, so then they ask, I'm not really sure. I ended up moving away in my early teens. My friend who also grew up here said something about how before it was even public knowledge that Sammy had posted something about how Kiely was missing, and everyone thought it was a bit strange that she knew so early on. As for some examples, it involved small animals. I really don't feel comfortable sharing more because it's pretty graphic and it was such a long time ago that my memories of are only bits and pieces because I blocked it out. Wow. The internet is wild and you do have to take it as a grain of salt. There's obviously this person wants to be anonymous because they post as a group participant. It's kind of a weird story to make up about the cat and the Chihuahua, but I mean, I've seen crazier. And if you guys have been, around the internet the last few days, you guys have seen crazier too. So, obviously, yeah, it's not a proven thing, but once again, I'm gonna tell you, I wouldn't be surprised. This is in the Kiely Rodni group. I'm about to get off. You want to give me just a second? You give me just a second so I can say goodbye to everybody?
Yeah, no.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, you better hurry because I said Daddy don't go on the wrong walk.
Oh, okay.
So, Sissy has to play, okay?
Okay.
And you,
I don't
and
know.
Daddy,
We'll see.
and me,
Okay.
and Jake.
Okay.
So the boys going with the boys, and the girls going with
the
girls.
Okay.
Yeah, so Sissy's going with you.
Okay.
And I'm going with Daddy and Jake.
Okay, we'll see about that.
So we all going to put out, and I'm going to say,
Okay.
everyone, wait, go where I'm supposed to be. Wait, what?
You got a whole plan for us?
Yeah.
How about you go put your PJs on?
So I don't want to put one thing. I want to put one person and one person and one person
Okay.
and one person and one person right here.
Oh my gosh, he's so silly. We are stealing you. Yeah, he is. He's pretty dang cute. He lost his second tooth today, so he's got to go put his tooth under his pillow.
It is already.
Oh, it is already? Okay, never mind. Yeah, that's my baby. Yeah, he blew right past. Put your PJs on. Yeah, he's just ignoring me. All right, I gotta go wrap it up because apparently he's got a plan before he has to lay down of what he needs us all to do. And the boys are with the boys and the girls are with the girls. So listen, Linda. Yeah, he literally has that voice of like, listen, Linda, like this is what we're gonna do. And you just do it, okay? All right. Well, thank you guys. Like I said, I know you guys have all kinds of places you could be, yet you choose to be here with us, and it is extremely appreciated. And like I said, we'll be here. We try to come on every Friday. We do throw a couple extras in, and I'm hoping maybe next Wednesday, the following Wednesday, Christine and I, and maybe Michelle will be doing members only live. So we'll keep you posted though. Thank you. Go and enjoy your nice long weekend. Try not to stress. Try not to get into any of the drama chats. It's hard, but stay out of it. Hi, Wolfie. Hi, BG. Laura, Lulu, Dee Dee, Elizabeth. Thank you guys all. Thank you, everybody. Anybody that I missed. Britt, we need to collab soon. But go enjoy your weekend. Try to stay out of the heat because here it's supposed to be 100 degrees where Christine's at it's supposed to be like 112. So we'll see you on the next one.